Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every clock on Earth has disappeared. No watches, no phones, no alarms, not even a calendar. So how would you know when to wake up, when to sleep, or when to return home before dark? Yet for thousands of years, humans did exactly that. The question is, how did they tell time without clocks? The first clock humans ever used wasn't something they built. It was already hanging in the sky. Every day, the sun followed the same journey. It appeared in the east, climbed higher and higher, then slowly disappeared in the west. After watching this pattern repeat thousands of times, people learned to estimate the time of day simply by looking at the sun's position. Then they noticed something interesting. The shadow of a tree never stayed in the same place. Early in the morning, shadows were long. Around midday, they became short, and by evening, they stretched out again. Suddenly, humans had a much more accurate way to track time. This discovery eventually led to one of humanity's first inventions for measuring time: the sundial, a simple stick placed in the ground. As the sun moved, the shadow moved too. By marking where the shadow pointed, people could estimate the hour far more accurately than before. But there was one problem. Sundials only worked when the sun was visible. What happened at night? What about cloudy days? Humans needed another solution. And that's where the sky helped once again. Long before clocks existed, people became surprisingly familiar with the night sky. Certain stars appeared in predictable positions. As the night progressed, those stars slowly moved across the sky. Experienced travelers and hunters could estimate the passing hours simply by watching these movements. Eventually, civilizations wanted something even more reliable. So they turned to something unexpected: water. By allowing water to drip at a steady rate, ancient societies created some of the world's earliest clocks. These water clocks could work even when the sun wasn't visible. In some places, people even measured time using candles. Special markings were added along the candle. As the wax melted, the markings disappeared one by one. Each section represented a known amount of time. But knowing the time was only part of the challenge. The real question was, how did people wake up on time? Long before alarm clocks existed, humans simply followed nature's schedule. Birds began singing before sunrise. The temperature started changing. And after repeating the same routine for years, many people naturally woke up at nearly the same time every day. For thousands of years, the sun, stars, and water were enough. But as cities grew larger, people needed something more accurate. Merchants needed schedules. Workers needed routines. Governments needed coordination. And that's when mechanical clocks began changing everything. Here's something most people never think about. Ancient humans didn't care whether it was 8:17 a.m. or 8:23 a.m. They only needed rough estimates: morning, midday, afternoon, sunset. That's all they needed to survive. The obsession with exact minutes came much later. In a strange way, humans spent most of history living without clocks. Yet somehow, they still knew exactly when to work, when to travel, when to hunt, and when to sleep. Maybe the real difference is that they watched nature, while we watch screens.